We can go. I'm ready. We can rock. I'm just gonna freestyle it. We going live. We do it live all the time, all the time. Hello. Good morning, America. Coming to you live again. It's a Monday, March 15th. Emos the Witness is back on the attack. The Field Show, episode 36. How y'all doing out there, America? Hope you had a great weekend. As you know, I'm back bringing you all that fresh news, political perspective, that live news talk, analysis, all the issues of the day, what we missed over the weekend. So I'm here with my man Wyatt downtown at 120 East Market Street. Let's get into the news. Let's hop into it. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Like I said, I am Emos the Witness. I'm your host of the Field Show. As you know, the Field Show says what the fuck I look like. Bring you a brand new hot political perspective, all the issues, tired of all the nonsense, all the BS rhetoric. Well, I'm here to bring you a new, fresh perspective. We are all witnesses. I am your host. I'm your referee. I'm your guide. You can catch me downtown at 120 East Market Street every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. You can come here and get you on your own show as well. You can also catch me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. You can catch me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. My podcast on Spotify as well. My website's coming soon, emostthewitness.com. Bring you a hot new political perspective, articles, editorials, interviews, outside the box thinking, and just headlines and issues around the world globally that we don't really hear about in detail at all. I'm also want to touch on a little bit of sports and things like that. This is a brand new show, and we're going to bring it to you live as much as possible. And we're going to hit you with some pushback, from our political leaders and our Hollywood elites and our corporate bigwigs who want to tell us what to do and push our buttons and sway us a certain way with their political power and their power in general. That's why I started this show. I started this show late last 2020, shortly after the election of 2020. Fed up with all the double talk. Fed up with what I heard in 2016. And then, waking up and being surprised that maybe who was our leader going to be. Our media misled us a lot during that time, and they continue to do so. The manipulation. So, one way to battle that is to have your own voice. One way to battle that is add multiple conversations to the political talk and to the issues of the day, and not let someone sway you or let your opinions be drowned out. So as Emos the Witness, being your ref and guide, I am only the messenger. All right. We're gonna go through these articles together. We're gonna go through these issues, these topics. We're gonna dissect political quotes and the various jargon from our congressmen and our senators, and we're gonna dig into them. We're gonna see who tells the truth or who's feeding us bullshit. Who's on our side? Who sparks our interest to make us look up and say, what the fuck I look like? That don't sound right. That don't make any sense to me. How can I find out more information? Let's go to emails and see what the hell they talking about. So like I said, click that like, subscribe button, Emos the Witness. Catch me live downtown, 10 to 11 a.m. Where, like I said, we dissect the news of the day and the various issues of the day and the various politics of the day. And we just kind of go into it. So let's get into the news of the day. There's a lot of crazy shit happening over the weekend. As you know, it's heating up. And what I've noticed, again, like I said, in politics, man, there's a lot of political chess going on. A lot of pieces being maneuvered. Things you don't hear about. You see a lot of Senate confirmations. You see a lot of different laws being enacted. All while we're distracted with stimulus and COVID. But you can definitely see power plays being moved. You can see Pelosi and McConnell making moves themselves to solidify their base and solidify their party. Excuse me. And we're digging to that as well. But just some general news that I came across. Let me go to the first article that really got me. They got me wanting to talk about this morning. And it's private schools say phrases like mom and dad should be avoided. I know this has been a constant battle. This is, like I said, this has been a you get this cancer culture. We got this PR culture. We got this Me Too culture. We really analyze the way people act, the way people think, and we police what they say and how they say it. There's like two sides of the coin, right? You got one angle where you're trying to avoid people telling you what to do. You want your freedoms. And then on the other hand, you got people, want to censor or stop certain words that we use on a daily basis. And the thing about it is where do you draw the line, or who has that authority to do so? Well, I guess if you own a private school, you can make those decisions on your own, right? Just like big tech can make their decisions because they're big tech and it's a company. It's not a publicly owned entity. So, in New York, there's this Grace Church School that is saying that we need to take mom and dad out of the conversation when it comes to how we speak to our children at schools. On top of that, boys and girls as well. Here's a quote from a Grace Church teacher. It says, while we recognize hateful language that promotes racism, misogyny, homophobia, and other forms of discrimination are already addressed in our school handbooks, we also recognize that we can do more to ban hateful language. We can use language to create welcoming and exclusive spaces. So apparently mom and dad and boys and girls are hateful language. I did not know that. The school says that phrases such as boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen should be replaced with words like people, folks, and friends. Well, those are already alternatives that we use now. So it's not like you guys make up new words and then say, let's use these words instead. It says that students should be asked how they identify instead of assuming their gender based or appearance or clothing. So, mom and dad and God and having children, all those various events before they go to school, that first day of school, has already shaped them who they are. We already got to that point. We already answered that question, whether it was at the hospital, whether it was at home, whether it was at the grocery market or the shopping center where you were talking about in clothes, pink and blue. You know how I go, pink and blue. I mean, it's not really tradition. It's just kind of the common sway of things, But now it's like, yeah, you may have done all that shit before, but now we should ask the students how they identify instead of assuming their gender based on appearance. No, but not based on appearance and clothing, based on them growing up before they came to school. When they were at home, when they were born, all the shit the parents did in the house, all the grooming before that first day at the bus stop, all that shit was already handled. Now you want to add additional policies and say we should ask the students how they identify. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. It's like, what's the issue? What's the reason for this politic? Is it really to make people feel all comfortable and touchy-feely? Just teach the damn class. Teach my kids the alphabet, how to count to 100, and shut the fuck up. Why are you telling me why are you double checking with my child if she's a boy and a girl? You're causing more confusion. You're causing more, not animosity, but angst amongst these kids. Like, damn, what the fuck am I today? Am I a boy or a girl? Am I a fucking tree today? They're the ones going to school with more on their heads than just what my homework assignment was that day. And so I just worry about where America's headed. Where are our priorities? It's like we're just like screwing around. It's like the dog in the cage that's just chilling. And that kid comes around and just starts poking his ass with a stick through the cage. It's like, leave me the fuck alone, man. This part is already handled. Let me see. There's something else that pissed me off about this article I wanted to catch. Look at this. Let me read this quote from George Davison, who is head of the school. So we've been trying to help families find the right words for years, and this was designed to aid in that process. Families come in many shapes and sizes and always have. The recommendation to use the formal or your grown-ups or adults when you don't know is a way of ensuring that you do not needlessly hurt or alienate before you do. This is a sign of politeness and respect that we have subscribed for decades. Look, your policy, your mission statement, and the way you interact will show us if you are polite and respectful as a school. My daughter's school is amazing. I mean, the emails I get, the way they do the valet drop off, the way they pick these kids up and take care of these kids are amazing. I see a lot of politeness. I see a lot of respect amongst the parents in the emails. So why are you trying to show us more respect, more politeness? We know what you're about. We know your candor. But don't you think you're going a little too far? When my child walks into your school and you be like, hey, what are you? What do you think you are today? You think you're a boy or a girl? Well, shit, we already discovered that. Now, to me, when you go this far, you're trying to push an agenda. Well, that's a liberal agenda. That's where this kind of shit comes from, I must say. But like I said, just like my sports, in certain aspects, just keep it 100, man. Keep it to educate my child. Don't try adding your agenda to my family. I didn't ask for that shit. But let me move on. So that's what's going on in New York. And that's been going on for a while. I mean, that shit's been going on for a while, you know. But so anyway, that battle is always going to continue. That's why here at the Emotional Witness Show, hit that subscribe button. You need to come out here and get your own voice. Whether you're writing editorials on your own, where you're submitting, where you're having conversations in your home or your household, you need to bring these topics up and ask yourself these questions. How do you feel about these things? Various words being doxxed or being canceled. Boys and girls, mom and dad. Come on. Emotionalwitness.com, baby. Hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all that good stuff. You catch me downtown at 120 East Market Street from 10 to 11 a.m. live. Doing it live, baby. And we just growing as a show. It's episode 36. The next article I came across, quote, I was a pastor, now I'm a sex worker. You know, this is one of those rags to riches stories. I just said that shit. Rags to riches stories. Like, I don't know if you can, but anyway, basically, this lady said she was done with being a pastor, and she wanted to start tricking and making some money, and she, you know, people saying that I remember like back in the day when I was a kid, man, you couldn't say no shit like, you can have an article like this, you couldn't do no shit like this. Now, you know, well, if you see an article like this, there'd be a lot of ridicule, but people actually like, hey, you know, do as you will, do as you feel. We're not judging you. You know, you went from the pulpit to the corner quick. Let me find an article. Let me read. Let me skim through this because I really, like I said, man, this kind of blew me back, and I wanted to throw it up here real quick. But I wanted to see what was her reason. Was it because of money? Like people are making real clear cut decisions here in 2021. You know, I think it's based on economics. But also, man, it can be based on debauchery, man. Because like I'm telling you, man, people are going to do what the fuck they want to do. You know, they've been tied up in the house for a long time, and the spring break is coming around the corner, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But, you know, there's a small percentage of people who've used COVID as an excuse for a lot of shit. And it's going to probably go on for a few more years. But, like, people won't go to people's houses because of COVID. People won't do X, Y, Z because of COVID. A lot of shit being canceled. And, man, it's a big cover. It's a big cover for a lot of things you do or don't want to do. You know. But people can use that shit on some simplistic shit like, hey, why didn't you call me back last night? Well, because of COVID. I didn't call you back because COVID happened. What you want me to do? What you want me to do, baby? So you could have called or sent me a text or something. Baby, how am I going to text if COVID is around? I can't just always, you know, pick the phone up or just start dialing numbers. You got to wait a little bit. 6 feet apart. But you know, I put my phone in a basket when I get in the house. I don't touch my phone for like the next morning. You know? So, COVID is going to be trivial. You're going to see a COVID video game and COVID board games and shit. But yeah, that's a big excuse. But so I just want to kind of, and I won't stay on this article too long. I just want to find out if this lady stopped being a pastor to be a sex worker because of COVID or because of economics. Okay. At the time, I actually considered taking this personal discovery to the grave. Okay, because I knew I would lose family, friends, and likely my job at the church. So she was doing this while she was tricking on the pulpit. I have never planned on leaving the church, but in July 2017, I came to the decision that it was important to honor the wholeness of who I was, and not to have to hide or censor any part of myself. It was really hard because I left the church without telling anyone, and have a chance to explain what had happened. Okay, I got to scroll up a little bit, but you didn't tell nobody at the church? You didn't tell nobody? So what what if she's a Bible school teacher and she's on the corner and like one of the kids see her? Because I think if you told the church, they probably say, hey, look, take that shit to the next county then. Can you at least do that for us? I became pastor in 2016. I was mentor. I would teach classes and speak to the youth group. See? Felt good to see the whole human. Okay, I think she may be. I realized church was no concern with upholding reputation. Well, I'm not going to dig this too much further, but she basically, her name was Nicole Mitchell. She's raised in a Christian family, wanted to become a pastor before leaving church. She became a sex worker in 2019. Her father was in the military. Kind of makes up a lot of reason for it, I guess, what she's saying. Yeah. Oh, she moved to LA. You moved to LA, that'll happen to you. LA will have you doing that shit. LA will have Vegas shit. Those two cities, New York, they would have your ass change up quick. Like you let your daughter or your son say, hey, mom, after college, say, hey, mom and dad, I'm moving to LA. Man, they will not be the same person in a year. They will be whatever they say. Oh, what you going? The questions are relevant. Hey, what you going there for? What you gonna do? I'm thinking about doing broadcasting, a little videography. I think I got a plan to do some things with some real estate with a couple of friends out there. Like talking a lot of like real shit. But they get out there in California, LA, Vegas, man. That's just over. They gonna come back with a motherfucking hacky sack, fucking holding a volleyball in their hand and like one book bag. Like, how's it going in LA? That's going cool. I'm living in a fucking shack. I'm living in my car, but I got some promising leads. Promising leads. That's always a key word. Promising leads. That's what happens to your kid. Your kid go to LA. You might want to go with them. At least give them a dog or something to take with them. Give them some responsibility right out the gate, because they're gonna fucking blow themselves up, man. And that's apparently what happened to this lady. She went to LA, became from a pastor to sex worker. All in about a 6-month span. I'm not gonna read this more. I'm just saying people make decisions, and you just gotta live with them, man. You know, and she's living with her. So we move on, man. Let's get into some real news. I was kind of like some things that kind of touched my heart, and some things got to my attention. But here at the Must Win Show, let's get into some more deeper news. Let's talk about COVID. And like I said, COVID, man, is like I said, it's one of those things for me, man. It's really perplexing. I don't know if I should get the vaccine or not. I know that I'm trying to give you guys the most information I can give you in regards to the vaccine updates and how people are affected by it, and then the political backdrop, the political chess, what's real, what's fake, what's in the best interest of the city or the children or society. So is someone being greedy? Is a group being selfish? And right here, we've got a study here that says unvaccinated people are 29 times more likely to die from COVID. Now, as this article designer said, oh shit, let me get my vaccine, man, quit playing. Or does it push you way further? Do you want to say, okay, shit, let me be one of those 29 times more likely. Let me take that chance. And, because some people just don't want this shit in their bodies. There's just too many unopened questions. There's just too many, how does it affect pregnant women? What are the long-term effects? But I guess you got to say, let's just read this, man. New data out by an Israeli study shows that Pfizer vaccine is 94% effective in preventing asymptomatic infections, which also means it is likely significantly reduces the transmission of COVID-19 virus. See, that's why I like that Pfizer vaccine. That was the one that was first touted by the Trump administration. I like that shit. To me, it just feels like, yo, this is a real event. This is a real issue. Let's get that real good vaccine out there early. Let's get working on it now. Let's go stat, and then you have like Moderna, and then you have Johnson & Johnson. It's like, okay, now these two, and it's like weird that Johnson & Johnson is less effective. It has like all these question marks as well. It's a one shot drop, and we know Johnson & Johnson's history too. They're not executive. I mean, none of these pharmaceutical companies are up to code really. They all had their lawsuits and issues over time. You really can't count on these things. To me personally, I mean that's my opinion. Personally, you got to count on your own body to build your own immune system, to build and protect yourself. be vigilant in that respect. Eat healthy, eat right, take the right medication, right vitamins. But these vaccines could probably tear down your body, from what I've heard, weaken your immune system, so that you have to rely on them all the time. And that's profit for these drug companies. I hate to say it, but that's a part of the equation. But it's amazing how it just like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine in particular, it seems like that's the one they want to push. And like I told you, Biden already purchased 100 million doses extra recently. It has all these question marks. So, but this is the one that they want to tout. This is the one that they want. This is the one they want. If you can get this one. And then you have a class system, right? You have a lot of European countries, like I mentioned before, about all these high-end drug vaccines, which is supposed to be the Moderna, the Pfizer, and the Johnson & Johnson. Then you have third world countries getting the cheaper, or I guess what you would consider less quality. I don't understand. In the Sinovac and the Chinese vaccine, what's the differences? The price, or the effectiveness, or the quality of it? Why can we all have the same quality dosage? Which are my point. So in my opinion, if we were to take these vaccines, I would take the Pfizer one if I can get it. Well, I'm not taking nothing. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I don't know what's in it. And there's so much conflicting confusion in the messaging. So like I said, this article here is saying that the study also produces data that shows an increased risk in unvaccinated people in regards to the virus. And those numbers are jarring. See, they're trying to scare you. I don't know if they're trying to scare you to get you to take it, but to each his own. I'm not scared yet. We've seen a lot. We've seen a lot the last year, and I'm still not, it's weird. I mean, I'm not weird, but we've seen a lot. We've heard a lot. I don't know if we've seen a lot, but we've heard a lot regarding this pandemic. And I'm still, skeptical. I'm sorry, America. I'm still skeptical. So, down the line, I'll have to apologize down the line, but right now I got to go with my intuition. I got to go with my discernment. So y'all keep taking it. You keep telling me how it's going, and I'll keep monitoring, and I'll keep giving you news on this vaccines and various vaccines, and maybe I'll take it, maybe I won't. Maybe something changes. But let me know. Hit that like, subscribe button, join the chat. Let me know if you're taking the vaccine. Let us know. Let us know how you feel. You take the 2-shot, the 1-shot. I'm an emo to witness. It's the Phil Show. Fuck I look like. Hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Like my page, subscribe. Website coming soon. You can catch me live downtown at 120 East Market Street at Wave 1 Media from 10 to 11 a.m. So let's dig into. Let's go further. Like I said, regarding the political play and some of the effects of the vaccines going on. We have a Suburban School. I didn't even know about this. This happened 3 days ago. But a Suburban School district cancels classes after 125 teachers call off work due to side effects from the vaccine. And let me see which one. I don't know which one they took, but let's see. This is on Thursday. Here's the Keyland district over in Chicago. And Chicago's very rife with political corruption, man. The teachers union. So you can't just look at these articles in a basic prism. You can't just read that headline and say, "Oh man, these teachers got it bad."
Yeah, it looks like they took the Moderna.
It was the Moderna. Yeah, see that Moderna. That Pfizer ain't saying that yet, but that Moderna, that's a 2-shot. So like I said, here's another issue where they took the Moderna, and you got 600 teachers, support staff begin receiving their second shot of Moderna vaccine. 125 caught off sick for reactions like headaches, fevers, and itchy joints. Okay, well that's better than the 39 different side effects you hear from the normal drug commercials that you listen to. But yeah, I think that headaches, fever, and itchy joints, that's common. That's been kind of like common side effects, and maybe you do need to call off, but I'm glad to see that. But a lot of times, like I said, in the political world, a lot of these teacher unions, they're playing a political game. A lot of these liberal cities, they did not want to go back to school for a whole year, even longer. But beyond that, they were negotiating other things that were not COVID related. They're using it as a political chess piece, a bargaining chip, right? And letting our kids stay home and suffer and be pushed back, developmental wise. And that's the thing I'm talking about. We gotta go in and clean up California, Chicago, these teacher unions. I'm not saying you don't need representation. But sometimes when these unions get big, man, when they grow in numbers, their influence and their power grows, and they make these decisions in these inner cities and these cities that affect the whole. where they're trying to use this bargaining chip to raise their salaries or their quality standards of their careers. But this isn't the time for that. And when you make time for that, and per my analysis here on Emos to Witness show, you're playing a political game. You make you wonder how serious is this pandemic. When you could pass a $1.9 trillion bill and only 20% of it is COVID related, and then you give 70 million more to liberal cities than you do red states, because you're trying to clean up your mess from this summer, from your poor leadership. Look at the stats. I've already showed you the stats from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows you that the top 12, 11, 14, or top 14 of 16 cities are ran by liberals are in economic peril, high unemployment and everything. They're not governing well. They're not leading well. A lot of that is incompetence, and a lot of that is deliberate. Those riots this summer were deliberate. Not taking care of your people were deliberate to make the president look bad. Various ignorant draconian policies during the COVID, at the very beginning of the COVID crisis. Look at Baltimore, man. Look at all these. Look at Chicago. You know, it's like we got to clean these places up. When various school districts can, allow a high school kid to graduate when he only passed like 5 of his classes. There's an article out there about that out of Baltimore. But yeah, like I said, I mean, 125 teachers called off. Was that coordinated, or was that just happened to be the case? Because of the first shot. It just seems odd when you look at what the history was before this point, and but it should be all about protecting our citizens and getting our kids back to school and being vigilant. And we can do all those things, but of course we're going to play politics, and there's another example in my opinion. Let's move on. And again, like I said, that $1.9 trillion bill was passed. And I talked about that on Friday. I'm worried about inflation. I'm worried about our prices going up now. And that, sometimes, man, you just kind of think that, man, are Democrats deliberately trying to tank the economy? Because I'm sure, but I don't really think so. I just kind of worry about their policies. I really do, and where it's taking us, and what they're going to get away with. And I don't really mind them leading as much as I want them to be verified. Like I said, I don't really think the 2020 election was really a mandate at all, and I really question the legitimacy of it. So therefore, I worry about what policy they're going to pass. Now, I think that they are a little mindful that they don't have a mandate. I think they're mindful that people are watching them closely, and a lot of people like myself want stagnation. I want like a gridlock in Congress. I don't want them passing anything major. Now, I kind of do want them passing a infrastructure bill. I do, but I kind of want the Republicans to have a hand in that. A real legitimate. I want it to really be Jesus. I want it to really be fair and handled in a manner that really addresses all the infrastructure issues in every state and in this country. We need to revamp everything. We look at a lot of these countries and what they've done so far in their cities. We are far behind. It's almost like we didn't need to just start building new cities in other places. Like just take Indianapolis and just move like over to the left and start really building shit up again. And there's a lot of like I think Bill Gates and I think Elon Musk. Some of these people are building like their own cities. I think Bill Gates is building his own city in Phoenix. I think that's gonna be really like crazy. But anyway, I think like Akon is building like Wakanda in Africa. I don't know, but you can see a lot of crazy. You can see a lot of crazy shit come down the pipeline, and that's what we need. We need that kind of innovation, but you need the proper leadership behind it too. So, like I said, I don't know, like if I want the Democrats in charge of the infrastructure policy or plan or any kind of program in that regard, because they're just so corrupt, in my opinion. Then we have questions unaddressed when it comes to Ukraine and China, and with the things that happened in the Obama administration. I mean, you can go far back, man. The Democratic Party is like a racket, man. That's Tammany Hall, man. That's just started in the alleys of New York. When they came across that boat, man, it's a criminal enterprise, man. It's not more than a political party; it's a criminal enterprise, man. They want power by all means, and they want to keep it. I think Republicans is more like greedy. They're just greedy and like they want money too, and that's why I'm not a Republican either. I'm with the leadership, man, who wants to do things on behalf of the people. And that's where I was in 2020, 2016, and 2022. And like I said, I don't want to jump around, but this article says supermarkets are pressured to raise hazard pay. So grocery chains say they will raise prices, reduce services, or close stores to offset higher wages required by some cities. Now, this is Illinois, $15 minimum wage. That's the national push for the Democratic Party. I don't even need to read this article. But the fact of the matter is, there are different things being pushed around in these cities, and nationally, they're gonna force this minimum wage increase some hella high water at some point or some way. And this angle is through hazard pay. And like I said, I worry about inflation. When you increase these wages, you're gonna have some layoffs. You're gonna have some people getting fired, or you're gonna have those prices being kicked up and being charged to the customer or the consumer. You take that equation, you type it on top of high inflation based on our government spending, i.e. this $1 trillion bill we have, and you're gonna see prices rise. And then what? Well, you're hoping that the economy is stimulated by these $1,400 checks, and that kind of helps balance things out. And you also try to hope that the infrastructure program also adds more revenue and more jobs and more production to the GDP. But at the same time, you got these angles like corruption. How well these programs really going to be implemented? How many times you drove around a highway and seen the same damn cones up every summer in the same street? So-called construction, I'm just saying, I just worry about having incompetent leadership for new age, high-end technological programs that really need our best and brightest. Nothing prolonged, nothing delayed, nothing full of fat and bacon, just a nice, clean bill. And I just don't think you get that with the current leadership. You don't. So again, we're going to keep worrying about inflation, and we're going to keep worrying about the various tactics that Democrats use to push their agenda. We got to push back and watch these things and stop it, because I think we need gridlock, because I don't think it's legitimate. I think what we need to see, like I told you, we need to see a midterm election where you're going to see the true will of the people speak their voice again, like they couldn't do it in 2020. Because right now you're seeing a lot of state legislators changing the laws and the voting laws to correct the wrongs of 2020, and they're doing various research analysis and stuff on these things. And so when 2022 comes around, you're going to see another election, the midterms, where you're going to see Republicans take over the House, maybe the Senate, and then you're going to see impeachment hearings, you'll see investigations going towards Joe Biden, because a lot of things have not been addressed. And he has not been held to account for some of the things he said and some of the actions of his son. And you can't have that kind of corruption in the White House. Not only that, you still got the Durham report. Still got the Russian investigation being reviewed. And that's a criminal probe. And Biden has a hand in that too. He was there in that secret meeting before the end of Obama's administration, talking about how they spied on the Trump administration and how they try to cover their asses. There's just too much information out there, whether it's circumstantial or real hard evidence. It's out there. These actions have been done. The investigators. So we're looking forward to see how that stuff unfolds, right? We want to see how that stuff unfolds here at the Emotional Witness Show. Hit me live every 10 to 11 a.m. Wave 1 Media. Hit that YouTube button, like, subscribe. The reason why we want to know these things is because we want to know how they're going to turn out, because we want to know if this is a two-tier justice system. We want to know if there's a have and have-nots for sure. That these attacks on our economy, these attacks on our Constitution, whether it be our freedom of speech, right to protest, right to bear arms, all those things. We want to see if it's a two-tier justice system. We want to see if they're going to be held accountable. So we know that when we get in trouble with that, we're going to be held to the same standards. These are precedents being set. If we let the FBI get away with their tactics that they have confirmed that they've done over the decades of their existence, all they did was confirm it out in the open when it came to Trump. Now they confirmed it. Are we going to be able to stop it? Are we going to hold them accountable? Or are they going to be the same old people in power pushing and moving the levers of society? What does that hold for us, the ordinary Joe? I mean, shit. If you can take a general and say, "Hey, we're gonna destroy your son if you don't cooperate with us on this investigation," or we're gonna investigate you down to the wire to where you just gotta be flat broke from all the legal fees. We'll destroy your life that way if you don't agree with us or work with us on this investigation. You know, those kind of tactics need to go away. And if you can do that to a general, if you can do that to a president, imagine what you're gonna do to you. Who are you? And those are the things you gotta. And then you think about your family and them growing up, having to face those kind of issues. That's why you fight. That's why you get a voice. That's why you start a show. That's why you start editorial. That's why you have conversations. That's why you question. That's why you push back. Because you can't let that stuff go unaddressed. Because if it does, power corrupts. Absolutely. And you're sitting there holding your ass. You're sitting there holding, you know? You're sitting there with short in the stick while everybody else is living their lives. You got to protect the future. You got to protect your family. And these are the ways you can do it on a larger scale. You know, like locally you can do things, but there's people higher up pushing your buttons. And you got to go out there and you got to dig deep, man, and push back. So keep in mind, keep an eye on inflation. Like I said, some of those political tactics and political maneuvers, like I mentioned, that the Democrats and Republicans are doing. Like I said, the Democrats they're a lot better at politics and PR. You know. But I do like to see, this has scary hours. This headline says, Mitch McConnell is reportedly positioning Daniel Cameron to be his successor in the Senate. This is a gentleman who, this is Mitch McConnell's son-in-law. But if you guys recall, he's the gentleman that actually he was the attorney general that declined to pursue charges against officers involved in the death of Breonna Taylor. He was pretty much a firebrand in the black community as far as being called Uncle Tom or a sellout and things like that. But apparently he's going to be elevated to be Mitch McConnell's replacement in the Senate, potentially. You know, they mentioned he donated to McConnell's campaign. But, you know, again, I think he's... I'm not going to read too much into the successor is complicated. The path to a successor is complicated and adds to a series of rumors surrounding McConnell's future, as well as murmurings about his health. McConnell was reelected in 2020, further a decades-long streak since he was elected as senator in '84. Now, see, my thing is, I do like the promotion of African American into the Senate. We need that more diversity. We need that. I really appreciate that, and it kind of goes against the not hypocrisy, but goes against the narrative that Republicans may be racist, or it may go against the narrative that as a Black American, we always calling people Uncle Toms and things like that, and sellouts. But this guy's probably trying to really raise his status up to help the Black community, you know. So it's like sometimes we got to learn to be more supportive and take those elevations when we can get them. And then, you know, and then question on the policy, question on the issues. You know, I mean, as far as Breonna Taylor goes, you don't like the outcome. I mean, I understand that, but you got to question and realize how they came to that conclusion. Now, what my issue is, though, is one is, like I said, term limits. Like, McConnell's been in power for so long, and then now that he's about to exit power, this is how it's supposed to go? You can name your successor? I thought that people had to run for Senate and be elected, you know, based on their own merits and based on policy, what people want. But we know I'm acting very facetious, acting very like dumb, like I don't know what's going on. But of course, this always happens in any country, in any government administration. There's someone already tapped. So how strong is our voice? What are our choices? They give you the choices, and I guess you got to make the decision at that point. So this is another choice. This guy's going to be the Senate. And like I said, this is more about me talking about the political chess moves that both parties are making. So they know the future, what it holds. You know, you got to be more diverse as a party. Republicans it's turning to be more of a party of the people. You know, Trump is a leader that is for the people. So you got to frame the party to match that. And I think in the background, President Trump is doing a lot of cleaning in the Republican Party, and he's making all the calls. He's going to campaign with who he wants to campaign for, and he's going to campaign against a lot of Republicans who betrayed him in 2020. Mr. Murkowski out of Alaska in particular. You know, all those people on the attack. You're going to see that in 2022, and it's going to be exciting to watch. You're going to see a change in leadership is my prediction. You're going to see a re-election of President Trump if he runs, or if someone does run in the Republican Party, it's going to be a true Trump supporter who has his back. You're going to see that party revamp itself and have a unified identity. And you're going to see them attack and have investigations on the Democratic Party, in particular the Biden administration and President Biden and his son Hunter. And you hope, as my hope is that it goes higher up, that it really digs into President Obama, digs into Hillary Clinton, and it really goes in and sheds light on their crimes, because they're very true. And that Durham probe is also a criminal. It's a criminal probe. Remember that. It's not just some kind of little review that you're going to hear in Congress. People will be charged. You know, not just that one gentleman who fabricated an email. I forgot his name. The FBI agent was only one person been charged thus far in that investigation, and you will see more. So I'll keep you posted here at the Emos to Witness Show. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my page on YouTube. Again, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you catch me live downtown from 10 to 11 a.m. and downtown at 120 East Market Street. And the website's coming soon as well, emostowitness.com. So move on. Again, as I said, they're jockeying for position and getting ready. Senate Republicans attack Biden's stimulus bill. This is what I was talking about when I say Republicans shoot themselves in the foot. They're bad at playing the PR game. 59% of Republicans support this bill, but, you know, and about 79% support. 75% of the voters are Democrats. I'm sorry. Let me take it back. 75% per this morning concert political poll are people who support this stimulus bill. 90% of the Democrats and 59% Republicans. Okay? In a February Quinnipiac poll found that $1,400 direct payments were most popular provision among the Republican voters, with 64% supporting it. Okay, and there's other polls that also show the same thing. So why would you come out and be against this bill when you know that a large group of the American diaspora agree with it and support it? It's a losing battle. Now, you may be right on the merits, you may be right on the inflation, you may be right on the overspending of the total amount of the bill. But you're wasting your time. If someone offers me $1,400 checks, I want it. I don't give a fuck what's in the bill. You know, as American people, I'm gonna want that. I'm gonna be it's a naturally be supportive of that. Now you know there's gonna be some kind of something on the back end that's gonna hurt you. But politically, you know, you want to play a game that you want to play to win. And that's why the Republicans lost in 2020, because they play these games. They make the wrong decisions at the wrong time. This bill's already passed. So why are you still talking shit about it? And you're not even on the right side of the argument. Now he may be on the right side of the argument down the line, but that's too late. The Democrats are probably going to solidify their power based on this bill. I mean, it says further on down the line on this article that Kamala Harris and President Biden are currently campaigning in swing states over this bill. Hey, we give you guys $1,400 checks. You know, we're the ones that did it. That's why Trump was like, hey, put my name on the check. The first stimulus bill. That's why he tweeted last week, hey, don't forget, I'm the homie that did you the distribution on the COVID relief. They got them vaccines out. Don't forget that. Because those are things we're going to remember when it comes to the election season, when it comes to pulling that lever, when you want to vote. You don't care if Trump lowered prescription drugs. You're really going to remember that. Democrats are taking all the messaging, all the PR right now, taking all the credit. You know, here at the Emos to Witness Show, I'm trying to expose all those things. Like I told you about them trying to take credit for the vaccine rollout of distribution and all that, and a lot of people pushed back on that and saw that BS. You know, and that's how power corrupts. That's how power is consumed and collected. And I just think Democrats play a better game. And they get them doing stuff like this. Like I said, House passes a bill to expand background checks for gun sales. This is like I said, they're attacking our constitutional. You know, they're attacking our Constitution, right to bear arms. It's another example. We've seen, like I said, right to protest, the censorship, the freedom of speech. Here's another angle. This is the House passed 2 bills to require background checks on all firearm sales and transfers, and to allow an expanded 10-day review for gun purchases. So you know you can get a gun, but Big Brother's gonna check on you. Big Brother's gonna gonna see, gonna have a 10-day hold. As soon as they get in power, they're attacking our Constitution, and I'm glad to see on the state level that Indiana actually loosened their gun laws as far as needing a permit to carry or to apply for a permit. This morning there was like, oh man, this morning it was like five, it was like 3 killings, I think. I don't know. This morning there was a lot of killings here in Indianapolis over the weekend, and I think that people need to be able to protect themselves a little bit more in this society. They need to have the ability to. Definitely, when you have issues where, like I said, I think a lot of these issues when it pertains to guns and violence, besides the criminal level, is really a mental health issue. And I think we need to, as a country, have a bill or a big, what's the word I want to use? Just a big moment, a big plan to attack mental health. A lot of these killings are based on that. And you think about people being trapped in the house all year of COVID. I just think that you need to just do something that addresses mental health on a national level. I think you need to pull the responsibility off the police, for example, and let them do more investigate, do more real criminal work, and not have them do these house calls where they got to take care and play this mental health expert at the same time police and protect people, protect the family members. I think you need to actually just kind of push back and say, let's let the mental health let's just take this all the way out of the hospitals too, and let this be its own institution, its own program or industry, however you want to call it, and address it, from a more of a holistic standpoint, more of a, community standpoint to help, like a campaign from that perspective, not criminalize it, not put any more pressure on the police to handle these issues, but let them protect the family members. Because a lot of times these family members are they want to protect it. You have a crazy family member, man, that needs to be addressed, but yet a lot of times, you call the police, they just come out, and they just try to diffuse the situation. They make them like a same evaluation, then they're gone. The next day they're back out of jail, So get some real help. And I think you also get responsibility where you let the hospitals, let all this stuff be treated outside the hospitals, outside the police stations, and let them do their job and have a whole separate institution that tackles mental health. And I think that you'll see a lot of these murder rates go down. Because a lot of stuff is based on just someone in the house that just needs some real help, and it just kind of blows up and comes to a head, or, A lot of times we're also just distracted as society, man, where we're just so busy. Frustrations build up, and you have that criminal element too. But I think families and people need more access to guns. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I think you need to be able to protect yourself when others can't be there for you. As long as you're responsible and professional with it, and you handle things a certain way, you should be fine. And if you don't, there are consequences. But you should be able to have that freedom to make the decision on your own. We don't need the House to pass bills attacking our right to bear arms. That's my opinion. But the one reason why I feel that way is I feel because, hey, it's getting hot and spring break is here, and we're gonna close this show out here shortly. But I want to talk about spring break, man. Spring break is here. And, we came across this article where it says violent spring break brawls in Miami Beach sees over 100 arrested. I mean, it just started warming up, and I didn't think it was, I don't know spring break is here, but it's still kind of cold. I know it's cold today. People are already at the beaches. You can't tell these young folks nothing. You're going to see a rise in COVID cases. You're going to see a rise in the testing. You're going to see a rise in, but hey, they're out the house. It's time to, they've been locked up for a whole year. They're ready to come on out. Masks off, everything. So we have over 100 arrests in Miami Beach. Over 100 arrests have been made in Miami Beach the past week, including 42 felony charges following a series of violent brawls. Rowdy spring breakers. Dade County. We all know about Dade County. 8th Street and Ocean Drive. 9-year-old James Harrison being body slammed by police during an arrest. There's footage of this, but I don't know where it is. Well, he was aggressive towards police. A man was inside the crowd, inciting the rest of the crowd. The objective of getting that violent man to custody was achieved. The crowd ended up turning on those officers, and they locked up 100 people. Here's a video, though. Let me see if I can open this video. Can you see that video? Can you open that? Can you play that? What?
This one on the article right here?
Yeah, will that play for you? Show the people a little bit of what's coming soon with the spring break violence.
I believe that one is it's saying Biden calls for U.S. to mark our independence from COVID.
Okay, that must be a different article.
Yeah,
a new video for that. But I mean, if you come down, you see Miami Beach Police. Is that a Twitter post? Yeah. Probably.
Oh, okay.
That's not actually a video though.
No, it's not. I can at least show that picture though.
Yeah, I can show that picture though. But anyway, I mean, like I said, just be aware, be mindful that and also keep it in perspective. This is spring break, man. Also,
oh, here's a video right here.
Okay, let's see what happened. Cops had enough. Let's check it out real quick. Oh man, the good old days.
My.
These are the good old days, man. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a part of that crowd. Oh, look, you see that body slam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, this is 2021. This is right now.
Now, how can you, man? I don't know. I guess when you liquor it up and things like that, you'll be one of those people like that little lady, like that lady right there, for example, talking to the guy. Why are you talking to? Look? What is she? She's probably screaming and cussing that lady out, the cop.
For sure.
Right? The way she's standing. And look at the cop. She is fully equipped. She got shorts on, and she's like, "If you touch me, I'm gonna fuck you up." Look at that. But see, when you're out there with your friends and that mob of people, you do have your own, your own strength as well. But man, I don't know. Man, I couldn't be slammed by a cop, and because what's gonna happen. You're gonna have like another 5 or 6 cops on your ass. That's painful, man. Mm-hmm. Why you want that in your life? I wouldn't want that in my life.
I don't know.
But when you're young, I remember, I ain't gonna lie, man, when I was young, going to college parties, I used to run towards fights. Oh, right. It was weird. Some people run away, some people stay and watch. I used to run towards them, like, to watch. You know what I mean? It was just the weirdest shit. It was like, it was just exciting. But nowadays, hell nah. I won't even go nowhere near the city during this time of year,
Right.
This is the way things change, man. But like I said, spring break is getting rowdy, America. I want y'all to watch out for yourselves. And even if you need strip clubs, man, let's check out this lady right here. This is getting hot, y'all. Look at this fall from grace. Hold on, you gotta rewind that. It happens really fast. It's only like 10 seconds. Stripper falls from wham! Oh my God. Man, that's just, oh, Jesus. I just love her spunk though. She's kept it going. She kept going. It was amazing. She kept it going. It's getting hot. People out there want to get their money, man. They want to show you what they got. They want to show you what they've been working on. Lots of people in COVID land been in the house getting in shape, working out, reading a lot. You gonna have motherfuckers in a cafe trying to teach knowledge to you, and it's like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Some book they read over the past year. Took 6 months to finish. But yeah, people are out and about. You're gonna see a lot of freaky stuff coming in when it warms up. From now until fall, until football season. It's gonna be a great year. I'm optimistic though. Glass half full. People getting arrested. That's normal. We see that every spring break. Strippers falling 50 yards down off a pole in Atlanta. You see that about twice a year. So this is just normal. And we're getting back to normal, America. Don't you love it? Glass half full, glass half empty is how you want to see it. 125 teachers calling sick. So, hey, who gives a fuck? Hey, so what? Hey, so forget about it. You know how many teachers are in the world? Just call the subs. We got to keep going, y'all. We got to keep going. Got to keep living. Stay vigilant, y'all, in America. I'm Mr. Witness. Thank you for joining me for this Monday, February 15th. Time is pushing. Time is moving. Episode 36 of The Phil Show. I'm glad you came here for the fuck I look like. You can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. at 120 East Market Street. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Again, website is coming soon. We're working on it. Again, this show is new. I'm new at this. I've never done this before. But let's grow together. Let's become witnesses. Let's push back against tyranny and corrupt leaders and bad messages. And let's be a new voice for America. Let's be a new power for America, y'all. Let's be witnesses. And I'll see you on Wednesday. And we're digging. We're digging to a little immigration. We're digging into a little bit of immigration on Wednesday. We're also digging into a little bit of of the homelessness in America. What the hell they be doing with the homeless? I found a couple of interesting articles about that as well. So we'll dig into that too. And I want you guys to have a great start of the week. And I'll see you on Wednesday. You're supposed to witness.